Minicamp and OTA season's over, but we're going over the practice clips to preview for training camp that's coming up. Today we're looking at the Cleveland Browns and Dillon Gabriel to see what's under the hood, see what he's doing in practice, and forecast his rookie season. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now because we're looking at practice from rookie camp to OTAs and minicamp, soon to be training camp. So we look at your rookies, your quarterback battles, guys you're drafting in fantasy football. You want to know if these guys are climbing the depth chart? It's right here. Click that button. Stop missing out. Today we're looking at Dillon Gabriel. 10 minutes of clips. We're going to let it roll. We're going to talk ball. Dillon Gabriel here is actually doing good for the Browns. Having a good camp, but not perfect camp either. Like, he's had his misses. Shedeur Sanders has been solid. Joe Flacco's been solid. Pickett's been solid. The thing about Dillon Gabriel, he was money in rookie camp. OTAs, he had some balls batted down. He's had some misfires. But all in all, it's been a win. It's been a win through the spring season. Training camp's coming up. What should we see from him? We should see him to continue to battle, continue to play well. We get the pads on. Things are going to get heated up a little bit more intense, more of the playbook, more systems in play, and joint practices. But again, he's playing well. He's accurate. He's getting the ball downfield. And I look at him more as a developmental backup quarterback. A guy that's going to be in the league for a long time, maybe get some starts here and there. But it's just going to be a backup that's going to be a really, really good backup that's going to help you out in a bind. That's what I see. And he's going to be there to develop. He's here to develop this year, next year, and then when he gets his opportunity, he'll be ready. He'll be ready to help you out in a bind. He's somebody you don't want to start for a long run. He has some potential, but what I see out of him coming out of Oregon is a guy with a lot of experience that pushes the ball downfield, that's accurate downfield, that's very chill and relaxed in the pocket. What we're seeing for the Browns here is a quarterback that's going to be an asset for the team for a long time. You're looking at him versus Shedeur. I look at them as totally different assets. Shedeur's more of an upside starter right now. A lot of upside in his name right now. He's just drizzling with it. He's a guy that you put in, and there's a chance that he'd go to the moon on you. Dillon Gabriel right now is a guy that you want to cultivate, develop as your backup, and if something happens to your starter that you put in, and he's going to get you by if that developmental period has went by. That's what's going to happen here. Like, he's a good prospect. This has not been a very strong quarterback class in general, overall. But the thing is, when they drafted Gabriel at that price tag, they were drafting a developmental backup, a backup quarterback that they're going to throw out there, push the concepts on. That way, they have them for the long term. They got their draft picks in order for the next season just in case they're ready to make that pick for a quarterback. Shedeur fell to them in the 5th round. We know that story. Talking about Shedeur, he's been playing well. He's been stacking days. He's been solid out of all the quarterbacks. He's the one that hasn't really missed a beat. Flacco really hasn't missed a beat at all. Pickett's had his moments. Gabriel's had a few down moments. But all in all, if you want to talk about the whole quarterback depth chart here, they've all been really looking good. They've all really been looking good. They've all been solid. Gabriel is an accurate quarterback that can run an offense. That's what you're getting. But he's not like high-end starter level. Like, he can start some games. He'll get you by. He'll get you some wins over time once he's developed. But he's not there to be their long-term starter unless he really exceeds expectations. But prospect profile, from what we're seeing, especially what we saw at the Senior Bowl, very accurate. You can tell the experience was there compared to the other quarterbacks where he was playing for different schools. Very cool, calm, collected. That's the one thing about him. He's very chill and stoic, either in the pocket or even after practice. That is the type of player you're looking at here with Dillon Gabriel. We're seeing the same picks over and over. That's just part of the highlight reel from practice. But the thing is, he hasn't been perfect. He's just had a good run of practices here in the spring. What should we expect in training camp? Continue to stack days, continue to play well. We're not expecting him to win the job to be the starter. For fantasy, really, redraft, you're not even thinking about him. Dynasty, it's got to be super flex, and it's a deep pick. It's a deep pick, and it's just a just-in-case thing, something happens. And really, if you're looking at backup quarterbacks, you're not really looking at the Browns unless it's a deep, deep, deep situation that you're looking at that in. A lot of people are following Shedeur. Pretty much, once you get a Dillon Gabriel clip, you got like 10 of Shedeur. That's the thing about that. But all in all, for what we see from Dillon Gabriel as a prospect, he's been looking solid. He's been looking solid. He's been putting it together. That's the thing. And can we get into the preseason? Can we have a good few series, a few good games out of that? Can we build off of that? How are we going to look in the joint practices? There's a lot of questions here when we're looking at Dillon Gabriel. But the thing is, this guy's built to run an offense. This guy can push it downfield. And if he gets his moment, he could get it done for you guys. Long-term wise, short-term wise, you're going to have to beat out Shedeur if you want more opportunity. Shedeur's been solid. If he continues to stack days, there's a chance he's going to be a starter for this team eventually, either at the middle of the season. Maybe in camp, but that's if Flacco messes it up. I believe they're going to give Flacco some run. And with Kenny Pickett there, that is an X factor because he's had some down moments in OTAs. Kenny Pickett, there was a time where there was some balls that were noted by the beat writers that should have been picked off that weren't, and there were a few of them. That was the back end of OTAs. He's had some moments. There was also time on ESPN Cleveland where they said he was the worst quarterback of the bunch, but also contextually, you have to look at that with a grain of salt too. But I would not be surprised if the Browns coaches, because they are the Browns, it's always the Browns, liked him more than what we thought. Wouldn't be surprised. I'm not a fan of Kenny Pickett. Wasn't when he came out of the draft. Still not. Not a fan of his prospect profile. I think Gabriel has a chance to push him out, but considering what he is as a quarterback right now, that he's there to develop for the long term, they might give Pickett some run as a starter if something happens to Flacco, if they're not really loving Shedeur, even though Shedeur's been playing well. And Shedeur has been playing well. He's been looking solid. He hasn't really had a bad run of practices. He's completed 80%-ish of his pass attempts in practice, depending on where you're looking at that from. But I have all the clips of his throws, and that makes sense. That makes sense to me, and that's what matters. But Gabriel's been solid. He's been locked down, and he's competing for a role in this team. And the Shedeur Sanders situation for the Browns kind of makes that a little bit hairy. But if he wasn't there, he'd be the same thing. Developmental backup quarterback behind Flacco, behind Pickett. Probably going to end up with or around or behind Shedeur, depending on what goes on in training camp. So another thing, you want to watch Shedeur in training camp if you want to get a gauge on Gabriel, because Shedeur is going to get pushed more in training camp, just like Gabriel. And that's where things are going to come to head. They both got to keep stacking days. They both got to keep winning. So far, these quarterbacks for the Browns have been looking good. Shedeur's been exceptional with the cards that have been dealt with him. He's been playing more with the 3s and 4s with limited opportunities with the 2s. Gabriel has had a little bit of opportunities with the 1s, a little bit more with the 2s, and some with the 3s and 4s. So he has been getting more opportunities at the higher end than Shedeur. However, it's the cards that's been dealt to you and how you respond with them. Both of them have been playing well. Gabriel, long-term developmental backup, that's what I see out of him. That's what I see out of him for this season. They're developing him this year. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Be sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.